Hi, Bon.
Hi Dinesh, how have you been?
I've been pretty good. How are things with you?
Not too bad. So I hear that hSenid is turning 24, so I'm here to ask you quick 25 questions.
Okay.
So I hope you're ready.
Yes, let's do it.
Right, so where did you complete your education at?
So I was in Sri Lanka and did my A levels at DS in Sri Lanka, and then went to US and did both my bachelor's and master's.
3 things that an entrepreneur should have.
See, entrepreneurs should be passionate about what they do. They should be perseverance is something, and also be humble. Humility is one of the greatest virtues.
Why hSenid as the name? Was it an easy pick or a lazy pick?
I think hSenid was maybe a lazy pick because it's just my name backwards.
How many times do you generally travel out of Sri Lanka before the pandemic?
Okay, good question. So I'll show you something. So I travel maybe between 6 to 8 times a year, maybe every 6 weeks or so. So when I travel, one of the things that I do is I collect souvenirs, so I get actually gifts. So let me show you something that I got as a gift from one of my Japanese customers or a client. It's the samurai sword. So this is something actually I have kind of collected while I was kind of traveling to Japan. But I also do quite a lot of stuff from Africa, from China, and most of the stuff here is actually are being kind of given as presents.
According to you, what is misunderstood about Sri Lanka?
So I think the biggest thing what we actually started with Sri Lanka is the richness of our country. I think even Sri Lankans don't know the value of our country.
What is the best thing you've heard about hSenid?
I think the best thing I have heard about hSenid is about our integrity and about our innovation. So what we do is we really actually build products and services that helps our customers to get more or achieve more.
When did you first get the idea to start hSenid?
Wow. So I've been always wanting to start a company. Right? So even when I was in Sri Lanka, and when I went to US, I was always dreaming of coming back and starting a company. So I would say that when I was in US, I thought, okay, after I finish, get some experience, go back to Sri Lanka and start a company.
How many employees did you start off with?
So we had only 3 employees. So we had a very humble beginning, a small group.
First client?
So our first client was actually Shell Gas, but I think I would say at the same time we actually had Sri Lankan Airlines, who's our national carrier, and they are still our customer, and we are very, very grateful to Sri Lankan and our early customers because they gave us to who we are today.
Where did you work before?
So before starting hSenid, I was when I came back to Sri Lanka, I worked for Lanka Online for about a short period, about a year. But before that, I worked for Pepsi Cola in US and also Aetna Life and Casualty in US.
Recommend a book you recently read.
So a book that I recently read, I think is a great book, is a book by Ray Dalio called Principles. But interestingly, I'm reading another exciting book. It's about customer success, because I think all our companies should be focused on our customers, because if the customers win, we win.
What's the one thing you're working on right now?
So if I to think about one thing that we're working right now, it's our e-commerce platform. We want to bring an e-commerce platform, and we have already launched. It's Appigo and Appigo Rush. Been launched in Sri Lanka, but we want to kind of make that hyper localized to help e-commerce for our rural Sri Lanka as well as the region.
Last TV show you watched?
Wow, last TV show. Okay, let me think about it while you TV show. The last TV show that I watched, I think was Queen of the South. I think that's the with Teresa Mendoza. It's a TV series. I think a lot of things you can learn out of that.
If you get one person to have dinner with, who would it be?
Wow. One person to have dinner with. Yeah, so I think when I was even in US before I came back, I had a great respect for this company, Microsoft, and I have met Bill Gates at a in one or two meetings when I was with Enter Life and Casualty. I think it would be great to have dinner with him. I think he's one of the most visionary leaders even today.
How does a busy man like you stay in shape?
Plan your day. Work for a routine. So I try to always, at least maybe 4 times a week, try to get to do something, whether it's walking or doing your own exercise at home or playing golf or do something so that you actually kind of plan your day. I think would be the best thing. And don't eat junk food.
3 tips for anyone wanting to join hSenid.
3 tips for somebody who wants to join hSenid. You should be passionate about what you do. You should have a great attitude. So it's actually skills come second, attitude come first. And the third thing is, take initiatives while you're at hSenid, so that because the sky is the limit for somebody to grow at hSenid. And that's the only thing we look at, the way people kind of work together and kind of do extra things.
What upcoming technological innovations do you think will dramatically impact the industry in the next 5 years?
I think some of the important things that we should thinking about are so where there's a lot of data that have got collected, right? So if you can think about how do you use this data to make decisions or to data-driven decision making, so using things like machine learning or something, kind of on top of that data to make decisions, right? As well as some of the new areas of AI-based technology should be something that people should be thinking about.
If you could work on one skill that you already have, what would that be?
One skill I would want to think about, sharpen myself. Yeah, maybe the way I look at things, I can even kind of I'm pretty good at looking at things and trying to kind of figure out, what are the areas that we need to improve. But I think that's something I can even work on more.
What is that one moment you realized that you were living your dream?
I think the day I started hSenid, or maybe after 5 years I started hSenid. I would say I've been living my dream for the last 25 years. It's something that you enjoy, because work for me is not work. I enjoy my work, so I never think about work as work.
Better boss or better dad?
Definitely a better dad. Let me show you. While I came here, I actually saw something. These are things my kids had given to me when I went for one of the birthdays. So it's definitely a better dad.
Name one colleague who is brave enough to tell you when you might be wrong.
I think definitely someone is head of finance, but not only someone. I would also say maybe both. I think Sampath, Harsha, Santhan, and they would actually tell if I'm off track, they would tell me, and I think I appreciate that.
First thing you do every morning.
The first thing I do every morning is read for 45 minutes before you take your phone. Because if you take your phone, you're doing work for other people. So better start doing something for yourself before you start doing things for others.
How many hours do you generally work?
Like I mentioned before, I don't think work as work, but I start late. So I start maybe around mid-morning, finishing other things. But I like to kind of work late because we do quite a lot of calls with our US company and our US customers.
Who is your dream CEO?
My dream CEO, I think the one who had recently actually revital, or I would say rebooted the company, is Microsoft, and Satya Nadella would be one of the recent great CEOs I have seen.
So, my final question. Where will hSenid be in the next 25 years?
Definitely not me running. Definitely there will be others who will be running hSenid in the next 25 years, because we have built, I think, a great team. and I think we will actually be in more international exposure or more international expansion, and definitely I think there will be a lot of people who are running cine in multiple countries in the next 25 years.
Awesome. So I know you're a busy man and will not take more of your time. So thank you and have a great day.
Thank you, Drea.
And also stay safe.
Yes, thanks.